Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro, where the food is fresh, farm to fork fresh. That's how fresh it is. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're looking at Psalm 108, verses 10 through 13. And here in the Bible Bistro, we are in the dining room today again. So if you hear some outside noises, you know where they're coming from. We're going to read today 10 through 13. Let me read those for you. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Wilt not thou, O God, who hast cast us off? Wilt not thou, O God, go forth with our hosts? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Now, I was originally going to include verse 10 with verses 8 and 9, but this really is this ending prayer. I don't think we should divide this up. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? This is David, remember. He's depending upon the Lord to take him to victory in this battle. So he has a fight here. He's being led into Edom. Wilt not thou, O God? Yeah, the question is, of course it's rhetorical. The question is, won't you do it? Who's cast us off? It's not God that's cast us off. People saying, that David's no good, that he can't accomplish anything. He turns to the Lord and he says, won't you bring me into the strong city? Won't you lead me into Edom? Will you not, O God? Will you not, O God? Both times. You see that? Verse 11. Wilt thou not, O God? Wilt thou not, O God? Go forth with our hosts. So David is praying that the Lord would lead them, that he would give them victory. Notice the confident statement of faith here. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. He knows that there's only one source of true help, and that's the Lord. He's the only one that can do it. He's the only one that can heal. He's the only one that can redeem. He's the only one that can save from trouble, and true trouble. Most of the time what we consider trouble is nothing more than an inconvenience. But David, he knows all about trouble. And he says, you are the one that gives help from trouble. Vain is the help of man. We really need to learn that lesson, I think, don't we? We depend too much on men. We depend too much on their ideas. And they're quick to offer ideas. They're quick to answer and diagnose and give you a remedy. But the only place that you're really going to find a remedy is with the Lord. Look at verse 13. This confident faith comes to a crescendo here. Through God we shall do valiantly. So it's not the men that he's depending on. It's the Lord. He's depending on the Lord to do valiantly. Usually when we talk about being valiant or virtuous, we're talking about men being that way. They become man-like in the sense when they do virtuous or valiant things. But here he says that God is the source of all virtue, of all valiant actions. And so he says, through God we should do valiantly in the fight. He says it's God that will give us the power, the strength, and the ability to do what it is we're to do. Because he's with us. He gives us help from trouble. He goes forth with our host. He's the one that leads us into the strong city. It's not us. It's God. He it is that shall tread down our enemies. So it's not even David and his men and their strength and ability that will do the work of treading down. No, the Lord does that work. And do you know, he still does that work. He still treads down our enemies because he's still in love with the church. He still calls us beloved, and he still wants the very best for us. So he stands up for us in the fight. Who will go with us? Will not you, O God? Absolutely he will. He longs to hear you call out to him for this kind of help today. Call on him right now. And then join me again next week as we look at Psalm 109 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.